Hello, this is Marcus Giuliano from Aroma Thyme Bistro, and today I'm going to tell a short story. I thought it'd make an interesting move, put some stories through my blog, as well as, of course, of what I usually do. So this story is about how Jamie, my wife, became a rock star in the kitchen. Because Jamie has no formal training in the kitchen. In fact, at home she would never cook. Well, I wouldn't say never cook. Cooking wasn't her strong point. That was always left up to me for obvious reasons. So Jamie actually went to school to be a teacher. She went to SUNY Cortland, State University of New York at Cortland, to become a teacher. And that's what she was doing until we opened the restaurant. Actually, until we had our kids. She became a stay-at-home mom. But before that, she was a teacher. So cooking really wasn't, the first thing on her list. I could usually eat at work, or if I was home. I loved cooking, so I would cook. So it was never a problem. So when we opened the restaurant, Jamie actually would help me time to time before. She loved the restaurant industry or business. She just never knew what kind of work it entailed. So at one job I got at a country club in Colorado, she actually did the Banana Foster station for Easter Sunday brunch. It was our first opening for the season. Went through a major kitchen renovation and reopened, and we did this big brunch. And so Jamie actually helped me do the Banana Foster station out in the dining room, which was great. So she always liked to be around and be part of the show and things like that. And when I was in Walter's Bistro in Colorado, she was there opening night, and she liked to do things out there in the dining room. She wasn't obligated, she didn't need to. She just liked to be around and see what was happening. So at the restaurant, our first 4 months open, it was in May 2004. And let's see, it was Memorial Day weekend, I believe, and it was Saturday night. She had already helped me on Friday night in the kitchen that week because my regular cook was out with a dislocated shoulder, so he could not. I was short anyway, so she was getting thrown into it. And back then, we were not nearly as busy. Nor did we have nearly as many tables, nor did we nearly have as many menu items. So it was a much smaller menu, no burgers, no pizzas, really none of that really existed yet. In fact, when I look back at some of our original menus, it's amazing because it's like one page. Like our specials are one page. Our menu back then was just like one page. It was really like, small kitchens. I wasn't sure of our capabilities. We didn't have the business to actually merit making a full menu like that and wasting all this food. So Saturday night, 5:30, I go downstairs to the refrigerator. Go into the refrigerator, I'm looking for a couple things. There's a bag of carrots there, which, carrots are not a stable thing. That's, a rounded bag. It was a 25-pound bag of carrots, so pretty big. There's a box on top of it, teetering. So as I'm looking into the box to grab a couple things out, as I go to get out, the box actually flips up. The box actually flips up and scratches my eye, my cornea, or my retina. I'm not sure the difference. I'm sure somebody will correct me with a comment. It's impossible to scratch one or the other. I don't know what it was. I scratched something. It hurt. I was upstairs. I came back upstairs in pain. I said, Jamie, you won't believe what happened. I'm in excruciating pain. I don't know what to do, this and that. She's like, well, you have no choice. You have to cook. We're open. Start cooking. I was like, oh my gosh. It's her and I. A couple orders start coming in. There's people in the dining room already. After half an hour or so, it's Jamie, I can't even stand up. This pain is excruciating. Every time my eye blinks, and of course now the kitchen's hot, I'm sweating. So this is insane. So I end up on the floor, and she's like, I can't believe this. Just tell me what to do. Tell me what you need. And so as the orders are coming, I'm like, salmon right there. Turn the pan on, medium flame. Drop a little bit of oil in. Pan sear it brown. Pop it in the oven. And I'm on the floor in little pain right now. It's not. And she's like, I don't understand why this hurts so bad. And you've never given birth. You've never experienced pain. She's giving me this lecture and thing. I'm like, I'll help you as much as I can, which I was. I would jump up here and there. I'd get the energy to get up and cook a couple of dishes, have to get back down, and I was literally on the ground. So, at the end of the night, long story short, at the end of the night, well, she kind of rocked both stations out. She helped on the station she had worked the night before and both, so she really jumped through and was working everything, and she had, at this point, very proficient. By 10:30 at night. We had a party coming in that night. Brendan Burke from the Shadowland Theater next door was coming in to, I think, celebrate his birthday or something. I'm not 100% sure what it was. But he was coming in to celebrate. And so we had like, I don't know, 20 people coming in at 10:30 at night after the Shadowland, after the theater. And this point, I had to go to the hospital. I had not gone to the hospital yet. I had to go to the ER. You know, the pain was just mounting. So Kim, one of our waitresses, drove me to the hospital because I couldn't drive. Drove me to the hospital and got treatment. You know, they said, "Wow, you got a decent scratch there." You know, they put an eye patch on, and the doctor goes, "I know it's painful." He goes, "You know, let's see if this is even more painful than giving birth." And I said, "Wow, wish my wife was here to hear that, because she was giving me problems all night." And I made a joke out of it. She was giving me problems all night, saying that I wouldn't know what pain was until I gave birth. And so I got back to the restaurant. Jamie had explained to the 20 top that was coming in, she goes, "This is all I know how to cook." Marcus, she explained the truth. We've always been very truthful at Aroma Thyme. When something happens, when disaster happens, we explain. And she explained, she got through it, she cooked what she could cook for them. I got back, I don't know, 11:30 at night, 12 o'clock, I'm not sure what time it was, with an eye patch on. The next day I actually had cooked in the kitchen. I was able to stand up, you know, because I had pain numbers. And but I had an eye patch on. Her dad helped me the next night. Jamie was around also the next night. And of course, man, those days we were that busy. So everything worked out good, and by Wednesday again when we reopened, I was perfectly fine, eye patch off, ready to rock and roll. But until then, Jamie had no experience in the kitchen, and she was able to jump in that weekend, and she saved the day, and she really just rocked it out. And the kitchen staff now knows, any of the kitchen staff, they have seen her jump back there and take control and really understand of how that kitchen moves and how dishes are supposed to be presented, and especially speed. She's very quick back there. I mean, she can rock it out. Jamie can definitely rock it out. So I mean, just like overnight like that. The problem is, you know, I don't want her back in the kitchen. She doesn't belong back in the kitchen all the time. People love her out in the front. I love to be in the front. I love to be everywhere in the restaurant. I love to socialize. So does Jamie. So you know, but when it's needed, Jamie can get back there. So a little quick story on how Jamie was introduced to the kitchen industry, or to being a cook or a chef. So good job, Jamie. Marcus Giuliano, Aroma Thyme Bistro. Stay tuned for more stories like this. I'm going to tell some stories of my career, certain stories, and I'm going to tell stories about here at Aroma Thyme like this one. And hopefully I'll put it all on a website one day, and then eventually all this stuff will make it into a neat little book, or maybe a big book. So I'm Marcus Giuliano, chefonamission.com or aromatymebistro.com. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment and stay tuned.